Yeah.
Yay. Yay. Oh, hi. Thank you for that pounce right as we went live. What's up? Happy Friday evening. Welcome to our first ever stream. Game of The King is Dead. I am so excited to be playing this game for the first time with this really amazing crew. As you can see, everyone dressed up. It started and then it just like snowballed into this whole thing. So now you get this wonderful display. You're welcome. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. So my name is Jess, this is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. You can find me at go_JG, and if you already made it here, you can probably find me, so that's pretty cool. Let's go say hi to other people. Janaya!
Hello, my name is Janaya. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me at Janaya pretty much anywhere. You just have to remember how to spell it.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Ben. At Bardic Puppy on Twitter, I use he, him pronouns, and I'm around sometimes.
I rhyme with Ben. I led with that. Okay, we're going good tonight. My name is Ren, and I am usually Atomic Firebird everywhere your fine internets are sold. But I'm in the chat right now as Make Believe because I forgot to sign into the right account.
Forgot? Or promoting your new account, which everyone should go follow. Go follow Ren's new channel, Make Believe, where they are doing very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. So go follow them, check it out.
I'm my fan.
And go follow all these cool people. But I'm gonna take us in with the little synopsis given at the back of the book. I love this book. I'm sorry. I got this at PAX and I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we're playing this. So the story goes. The King of Bantrave, Edvard III, High Prince of House Dillistone and Sovereign of the Seaward Coast, has died without heir. Civil war is certain. You're a young warrior prince or warrior princess of one of the royal houses of Bantrave. Keep wanting to say Bantrave. You're caught up in this looming war of succession. To see your house exalted, you'll have to fight and scheme, allying with your rivals and betraying your friends, falling in love with your enemies, daring danger, adventure, romance, and war. You were born for this. The king is dead. So now we will introduce you to our make-believe people, since you've already met our real-life peoples. So I will be playing today Jessa of House Sandoriel? I'm gonna go Sandoriel. Which, you know, is a kingdom that has a bit of a bad rap. We once had the crown, and certainly we deserve to have it back again. So certainly Jessa will win the day and win the crown, I'm sure, by the end. She uses she, her pronouns. And she's ready to do this.
I will be playing Jemba, Princess Jemba of House Oak. And House Oak, of course, is the loyal retainers. We have supported House Dilston in this time of peace and prosperity in Bantrave. And while, yes, it is true and has been whispered that my lineage claim to the throne is stronger than the infant heir who is currently waiting for it, we, of course, take tradition seriously, and I would never entertain doing anything other than supporting the young infant heir in his time of preparation to rule.
Oh, yes. Well, my name is Sir Tristan Dillistone, and, well, this is our country. So, my uncle, Edvard III, passed away so suddenly, and, well, until my cousin is ready to take the throne, I think it is only fitting that we keep it in the Dillstone family, and I shall take it up until he is ready. So, I commend House Oak for understanding that. And he, Sir Tristan Dillstone, uses he, him pronouns.
Indeed. Well, All that aside, I am from the noble house Antire, who has always ruled the place I can't pronounce. Bantie, Tiave.
Bantiv.
Whatever way I pronounce it is the right way, because we've always ruled these lands. Oh wait, did somebody just insult me? I'll remember that. Yes, so I am Princess Isabel, Kaplan Lasano of House Antire. She, her pronouns, a very severe attitude, and very severe bangs.
Well, those are gonna get me.
Yes. Amazing. So now, as part of the game, the next thing we'll do is we will go around and we'll tell you of our attractive qualities, which is very important to, the people of our lands, is that the attractive qualities we see first in ourselves, and then those that we see in others. So, you see, as obviously, as a member of House Sandoriel, Jessa is, of course, extremely steadfast. Certainly, very. You have to be when you're. I don't want to say playing the long game, but playing the long game. Yes, and that is my main quality that I see in myself that I think you all should know about.
So I, Jemba, my most attractive quality that I see in myself is that I am accomplished at arms.
Well, myself, Sir Tristan Dillistone, really, I see myself as a very practical man. I just look at the facts and I go with them. I think it's the easiest way to go about things.
Oh, well, I suppose out of all the wonderful qualities that somebody could call me, refer to me as, I suppose probably the most obvious one is that I am very resourceful. So keep that in mind.
Yes, I can definitely see all these things about all of us. So now we have to go around and give everyone else their attractive qualities. It's okay if some people share some of the same qualities, but it's also good to have different ones when possible. So we'll go in the same order we started with. So that being said, that means we'll all give Jessa qualities first, and then we'll give Jemba her qualities, we'll give Tristan his, and then we'll give Isabel hers. So go ahead and quality me up.
Oh, what was your original quality?
My original quality was steadfast.
Thank you.
So do we go in the same order to add qualities, or just shout them out as we?
I think in the same order makes sense.
Then I'm going to say that one of your other attractive qualities is that you are graceful.
Why, thank you.
I'm going to say that you are also courageous.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I suppose you are tall.
This is all I've ever wanted in life. You've met me, you know how small I am. I'm so pleased. I'm so very pleased. Thank you. Oh man. Okay, so now we're gonna do Jemba. Jemba, I would have to say, I've met you in court and you're very courteous. And I appreciate that about you.
Why, thank you. I was raised well.
I've always found you to be very bold as well.
I was only raised well.
Oh, well, I suppose there was that one time you told a good joke, so I guess witty might be in order if I think really hard.
Thank you, Isabel. That's so generous of you.
Are we putting that down as Isabel's characteristic?
Oh no. I'm just
I
being
think that might have been another
smarmy.
joke.
Oh my god, it's great. It's great.
Jeez. This is gonna be great. All right.
So, Tristan,
Yes.
I would have to say your people have been in power a long time, and you know, you're certainly educated.
Oh, why thank you. We do pride ourselves on that.
Well, having spent a lot of time with you, I imagine, as our families are pretty close. Or maybe we haven't spent that much time together because you are widely traveled.
Yes, traveling is something that I do love to do to learn more about other people and whatnot, and I feel like that makes good quality for a ruler as well.
Well, I do remember my little sister coming back from court at one point and fussing about how handsome you were, but I'll be the judge of that.
Well, I'm blushing. Thank you.
Oh, I never said I agreed with her.
That's fine. Yes. And Isabel.
Yes, Princess Isabel. You know, you're certainly, from what I've seen, very good at brooding.
I'm writing that in my book.
Well, I haven't spent much time out in the wilds of Antir, but I do hear that your people are very athletic, and I do think that you represent that idea well.
And Isabel, for all of your qualities, you are certainly bold. So,
I would agree with that.
Yes. Glad you think so.
Well, now that we know all our princes and princesses and lords and ladies and sirs, I'm not sure if we all, because the game says we're all lords. Sorry, that we're all princes and princesses, but I think it's okay if we deviate. That's what I'm saying. I think it's okay if we deviate a little bit. We will now proceed to intrigue and muster, which... Oh, is this how we draw the 3 cards? We do like 3 of these?
Oh, no, we start with just 3 cards.
Okay.
We just start, it sounded like we started with 3 and then we'll draw another one with
for each time we intrigue and muster. Okay.
Yep.
So everyone gets 3 cards, so you should be able to take them. I'm gonna look at mine. Oh wait, is this gonna be a secret?
Yeah, they all should be secret.
Oh no, I didn't take out the jokers. Well, I can delete that. Go away.
There's also an ace on the field.
Yeah, that's mine. I'm taking it. You didn't see that. You saw nothing. I'm gonna take...
I'm sorry, what?
Spies. We all have spies.
Shh.
Shh.
It's fine.
It'll...
Deal. There we go. Now...
There we go. I have my cards.
Good job.
And I'm going to pull those out in my deck of cards here.
So I can
It's not showing that I have them in my possession. Oh.
Yeah. You should be
I
able
did it.
to
Stupidly.
drag or right click and draw. And then if you
Yeah, I generally just when I highlight over it, it can say playing cards draw.
Mhm.
And then I
Um,
drag it over to my screen.
Kinda. I've always just well, I can see 4, 7, and king right now. Are those
Okay,
yours?
then my hand's super.
So if you if you put your mouse over the thing, do you over the deck? Do you see anything pop up?
Oh, and then I say take it. Okay, can I
yeah
get rid of
yeah
these
you
ones?
take the you
that
can
I-
put those ones back and take 3 new ones if you want.
I think just deleting them puts them back.
Yeah, deleting them should put them back in the deck.
Well, so much for all
Oh,
of the
sorry.
very good explanations for.
We can do that.
We can see that.
So if you click on where it says draw, the hyperlink, just the word draw, it should pop up a thing that asks you how many cards you want to draw.
It just flips it over, and then I have the option to take it if I want to. But
If you click on the word instead of the card.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
There we go. Okay.
What I should have done was made you all GMs, because the way I have it, so I can like deal out. I could have just dealt out 3 cards to all of us. I just realized. I literally have that ability. Next time.
We did it, guys.
Yeah. So I was reminded that we wanted to take a second to describe our lands a little bit, where we came from. As part of our like character creation, to sort of give that. So there's no, what do I want? I didn't think about what I wanted my land to look like at all.
We can go in reverse order if you want.
Yeah, do you want? Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you know, if Ren, you want to go first, if you want to go in reverse order, it would be Ren, Ben, Janaya, and then me.
All right. Well, the House lands of Antire, as the former seat of power, are a very unforgiving sort of land, and our architecture is very picture like fantasy brutalism. Very severe, strong, bold lines. No room for frivolity.
Meanwhile, the lands of the Dillstone family, where we all live and where the king lives, or lived, I guess, is very open. Lots of white, lots of marble around, large castle. There's waters. There's actually a river that flows from the back of the castle around it and then flows through the town. And kind of splits into 2 going through the town. So you have to there are many bridges to get across the 3 different areas of Bentiv, of the capital. Bentiv is just the country. Do we have a name for the capital, or where this king would have resided?
I don't think it's given that I can
think so. It might come up in the intrigue and muster.
Yeah.
Time to find out.
Could we just give it a name?
Sure.
I would say so for now, until we get told otherwise.
I don't think that's ever said. I think we just kind of create it.
Yeah. Go for it.
We're gonna call it Corona.
Corona? Oh, I love that. So that's the capital?
Corona is our capital, Corona. Which is where I live.
I love it. That's great.
So the lands of House Oak are very fertile, kind of oaky forest lands, but they back up against these very sheer mountains, kind of like the Tetons that just sort of rise up out of the plains. And because these mountains are so high, it's very stormy there. It just tends to like have a lot of sudden storms, beautiful calm days interrupted by very dramatic weather. And the architecture there is, I would say, a little bit Tudoresque. We do have a lot of protective walls, but inside our walls, we tend to be more open to each other. We have a lot of traditions around hearthright and companionship and hospitality.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna say House Sandoriel, in the opposite of the nice forests and the cities and stuff, is closer to the seaboard. There's large bands of sand and beaches, but our main castle is up on like a sea bluff, like at the top of the hill. It's a bit, you know, some people say it's a bit difficult to get to, but those people are just whining. That's nonsense, I say. It's perfectly reasonable for the extremely wonderful view you then get when you get up. You know, it's worth it. It's really worth it when you have a castle at the top of a sea bluff.
Seems dangerous.
No, it's fine. And then there's just houses going down the hill, and we've saw fit even to put protective walls around them, so our people are protected, even though, they say that we make it difficult to get up to the top of the cliff, but nonsense. It's fine. They could, they have things on wheels that they can push and or pull. It's fine. And then going down the hill is super easy. Like, just whoosh.
Also sounds dangerous.
Perfect. So yeah, we're done describing our houses. So we shall do some intrigue and muster. Since I am first, I will draw a card. Only you play. Draw a card and choose another house. Okay. Hey, thanks. For the host, I'm gonna choose. No. I should have picked this already. Oh no, that house isn't here. We don't have a house Lunest. I'm like, don't choose anything that involves Lunest. I don't wanna make you out to be mean, but I feel like
just because our house does it doesn't mean that we personally.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, good point. Okay, so I think House Dilliston.
Yes.
Demands that the queens and kings of the clans present themselves and perform rituals of submission. So that means that House Dilliston has to take one random card from House Antier's hand, reveal it, and keep it.
All right, so.
Oh dear.
Put my cards away. Make sure I'm grabbing the right person.
You'll receive a request.
I want this card.
Yeah, sure. Let it go.
And then I have to reveal it.
Yeah,
so
you have
this
to
is
show
the card
it.
I got.
Okay, so it's a 5 of hearts.
Yes.
Good to know.
Then I need to put it back in my hand.
Yes.
Somehow.
You should be able to right-click take. Like right-click take into hand.
There you are.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So yeah, you should receive a request to steal when someone is trying to take a card from you, which you need to allow if that is part of the game. And then if a card is out on deck, you should be able to right-click and then take, and it should go boop right back into your hand. Cool.
So can you guys see that 5 of hearts now in my hand?
I can see that you have 4 cards now, and that Ren only has 2, so I think it worked.
Yeah, no, but I'm curious, like, because I revealed it, I was wondering if, like, it remembers that I revealed it or not.
I don't
Like
think so.
if you click on my hand, you should be able to see. If you just see 4 blank cards, then it does not.
Yeah, and it's not letting me see anything when I click.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jess, did you pull a card?
No, I didn't pull a card. Let me take a. Ah, it did it again.
I didn't see anything.
Don't look, no one look at the card that I pulled. Take card. No. Oh, I can flip
What?
it. That's now it's invisible to you. Perfect. I took a card.
Okay.
I'm very good at this.
All right, I'm gonna draw a card. And then House Antier launches ambushes and raids all up and down the seaward coast.
While you were all distracted.
By your acts of submission? Okay.
House
was-
Antier pulls one random card from each of House Dilston and House Sandariel's hands to
Fair.
reveal both, keep one, and discard the other.
Fair.
I'm resourceful. All right, I can do that.
Yeah,
I'm
you should be
gonna
able to click
on
and
that
then
one.
send a request. Which cards you want?
Oh, and oh, that's cool. All right, I'm taking
Yeah.
What
that
if I
one from
don't
you.
want you to?
You have to
And
allow the theft. You have to allow it.
I'm gonna take that one,
Yep.
and then
That was a good one too.
Well, she'll have to reveal both of them, correct?
how
Or they'll have to. Yes. You can just put them out, dragging them onto the board itself.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we'll all see it if you drag it out.
It went back into my hand in a strange way. Okay,
It really
so
likes
that
you, it
was
doesn't-
one,
Yep.
Okay.
and then I think this is the other one.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Now you should be able to
Uh,
take.
okay, then I take,
And
and
then
then the other one, does it go back, or do
yeah,
you
do
get
we
to take
delete
back?
it, or is there a discard pile?
There should be like
We could just make a discard pile if you want to put it near the
Right here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Also, I
game's
just realized we are supposed to discard jokers, correct?
Yes. So take a new card for the Joker.
Just put the Joker up top, because
Yeah.
that way it shouldn't get reshuffled into the deck.
Go away.
Yeah.
Bad joker.
Get out of here.
Draw.
And then you can draw another one.
card.
Gonna move it. Wait.
I didn't see it at the time. All right. Then I've done.
All right.
That thing.
Goodbye card. I knew ye well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's just say that we heard rumors that House Sandariel hires mercenaries from overseas. Deal one card from the deck to House Sandariel face up. So I'll just
pull it out. Yeah.
Yep. That's your card.
Oh, why? Thank you.
No problem.
Yes. No one worry about these mercenaries that I've hired. It's fine. I'm just gonna take them. That's fine.
they're really just to do work around the, sea castles. They wear
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. It's, we have like all that beachfront. We're debating doing some beachfront properties. We're like,
Yeah, okay.
is possible timeshares. So it's fine. Also, Ethan said that deleted cards shouldn't go back into the deck until you shuffle manually. So if we hit, so it's good we'll have like the discard pile, and then if we delete cards, they'll be out until we shuffle the deck.
All right, cool. All right, that was my intrigue and muster.
Yep.
I heard around this fine gathering that you, Jemba from House Oak, were calling upon my priestesses of my house to recognize your noble antiquity. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, well, I'm sure it wasn't me directly. It's a Large house, but I will certainly look into whoever was doing such a thing. I mean, those rumors about my birthright are hard to quell.
Then I deal 1 card from the deck to House Oak, so I'm going to put that there, and you can take it.
All right.
Well, I'll be keeping an eye on you anyway.
Excellent. So we have all created some intrigue. There's some very interesting things happening in the lands. But since I get to choose the first scene, I'm going to call for a dance.
Ooh, a dance.
You know, it's just it's been a little bit dark since the king's death, and I just think a dance would be very lovely for everyone to get to spend some time together. So what this means is that I get to choose one person to be my dance partner, and then everyone else can choose if they want to jump in and also dance.
Okay.
So
I thought you'd never ask.
Princess Isabel, will you do me the honor of being my dance partner?
Oh, I knew you'd ask me.
Well, yes, you are very bold, and I do appreciate your skillful brooding.
I always wanted a tall dance partner.
that is one thing I can provide. So would everyone else like to play as well?
I'll be there. I will be at the dance.
All right.
I'll be there.
So then everyone who is coming to the dance gets to draw a card.
Okay.
Which I'm finally going to... Do you want me to just... Does everyone already take one, or do you want me to take...
I already took one.
Okay. I was like...
I just took one.
Okay.
And then I have to discard one, right?
Yeah, you
I am
only have
at
5 is the max number of cards in your hand. 5 is the card maximum. So... We have to each take the highest card from our hand and show it. Notice whose card is the lowest, and then the pool goes together all face down in the center. And then we get to turn around to one another and ask each other, how do you look to me? What is your mood? And then during the dance, anyone can ask anyone for details about the setting, the occasion, the circumstance, and then we will begin to conduct the dance.
Okay.
So where are we?
Can I say, since I kind of called together this stuff, I feel like I requested that we all meet at like the central castle in Corona, I guess.
So I had to put together the dance then.
Well,
I
your house
hear.
is still until deemed otherwise. It seems as if your house is still the one in power. So,
because it is, yes.
it seems that it should be the one to hold a formal dance for all the houses to attend. Would only be right.
I agree.
feel.
All right.
I suppose I'll put my card just like.
So that means I had to be there. I had to be...
I mean,
right.
not necessarily. You personally didn't have to. Hang on, I need to. Aces are the highest. Oh, for anyone that... Sorry, I should have read. Aces are always the highest in this game in case of a tie. Diamonds are higher than spades, which are higher than hearts, which are higher than clubs. So...
Diamonds, spades, hearts, clubs.
Yes, so this is... Whap.
I find that very silly because I think that you can solve most things with clubs or swords.
All right, so we have the jack. So we're all supposed to reveal our highest card?
Yeah.
All right.
I just put mine sort of hovering on top of my name so that we would know who's
Oh, I see, I see.
I can't see it because I'm down.
Yeah, so just up by the... This is me. I am the
I am the Queen of Hearts.
I
Okay,
don't know
but
how to show it's mine because I have mine half minimized. So
okay.
I am the Jack of Spades.
right.
Okay.
I have the Ace of Hearts.
Okay.
So notice who cards is the lowest. That is mine. And pull
Pull the
all the cards
cards.
together. One way we could do this is just keep the cards actually out
Yeah.
and then just roll a d4,
Mm.
and that is basically chance for when we draw.
What do you mean?
Because we're eventually going to have to pick them up randomly, but we can't necessarily flip them over and reshuffle just the 4 of them on roll 20.
So if we put them in order, we can roll a d4, and then like the first one,
Ah.
the ace of diamonds on the left would be 1. The ace of
Yeah.
hearts would be 2.
What? Yeah, I guess it would be really hard to do a shuffle.
Yeah.
Like, flip. Okay. That makes sense. I like it.
Okay, cool. So we'll just keep the cards out for now.
I was going to turn to Princess Isabel and ask, how do you look to me, and what is apparently your mood if I look at you and I
Roll an insight check.
Okay, I got negative wisdom, so hang on. Let me just.
Well, let's see. If you're tall, and I am very enamored by tall, I guess Princess Isabel is short. So Isabel is looking up at you with, I guess I would say, probably like those anime sparkle eyes that that she's trying very hard to mask in aloof stoicness, but has a failed deception and
Amazing.
So it says on the a dance, the player who contributed the lowest card takes the first turn. Choosing
Oh,
their
is
first.
that what it is? Okay, go. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and then once we all ask 2 questions, the dance is over.
Yeah, exactly.
Jimba, something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it?
It is the way that you are looking around the room while we're dancing together. There is a usual way that your eyes move to sort of spot through the dance. But this is very clear that you are calculating what's happening in the room in a way that I haven't seen you do before.
All right.
Yeah, are we supposed to just go around and find out what everyone's like sort of like mood in the setting is first, and then, or
From my understanding of reading it, it's like I picked Jemba as a partner and we're dancing.
Yep.
I asked her a question, and now somebody else picks a partner.
Yeah, I think the general like how do you look to me tonight kind of is before we start dancing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's the only. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you look to me tonight, Jemba?
Jemba is wearing a dress, but only kind of. It definitely has a lot of bunching to the side, and when she moves, you can tell that she's wearing pants underneath. And I look like patient. Like my mood is very patient. Like I'm biding my time and watching things. I'm neither happy to be there nor sad to be there. I'm just patient.
All right.
And how do you look to me?
You see Tristan, and he is he's watching for the most part, asking you to dance was his first dance of the night, and he has been mostly just overseeing the dance since this has been his home now since the late king died. So he's dressed up rather nicely. a mixture of white and blue, almost in like a button-down sort of suit. His hair is kind of pulled back in a ponytail, and he is just kind of watching. Um, like you said, a little calculated, but more just admiring his own work and putting this together at the request of Jessa. So, and Jessa, how do you look to us?
I think that Jessa called for this dance, and then dressed. They feel a little over formal. They're wearing kind of like a suit, but it's somewhat flowy, like it's kind of like long, like wide pant legs, and then the jacket sort of comes in, but then it has like long tails that could almost like sweeping, that could almost have like a skirt-like property to them. But she is standing there, very tall and taking long, graceful strides, and moving, with a resolute quality towards her dance partner, who she has asked to dance.
All right. So it looks like I asked one question, so
Yeah.
each of you can ask one, and then we'll do it a second time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was checking first turn, choosing their first partner, asking the first question, and then you're right, and then it doesn't sort of say who it goes to next. So we could just continue in the order, like our little order that we have, if that makes sense. So since Tristan went first, next would be Isabel.
All right. Well, because I forgot to mention that Isabel was wearing clothes, I just went in, facial expression. Of course, Isabel's wearing clothes. Isabel is dressed not too formally, because I imagine that Isabel is generally more comfortable in armor than courtly fashions. But I would say that since I'm wearing this, Isabel is wearing these sort of poofy sleeves, and has curled her hair, and is wearing too much makeup. And as a result of this being slightly not Isabel's exact normal mode of dress, she stumbles and loses her place in the dance. My dance partner, do you let me stumble, or do you draw me back into place?
I having noted that I had already been feeling as if I was dressed over formal, and seeing you, giving off the airs of like, you don't normally wear this much makeup, you don't normally curl your hair. I have almost this kinship with you also being a little bit overdressed for tonight. And so I most certainly would catch you upon noting that you step it's totally understandable if you step slightly out, and I just bring you back into it, and then we're going along with the dance, and I'm sure no one noticed at all.
It's probably what caused the aforementioned anime sparkle eyes.
Perfect. So that makes me next. So Jessa. So Isabel. This is one of those, this is a big dance where, everyone sort of like separates and comes back together, and it's this whole thing. And so as the dance moves, it brings you away to dance with someone else. Whom was it? And when the dance brings you back to me, are you pleased or disappointed?
Well, I would say... Oh, does it have to be a player?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you can make up a person who's like just
make it
here.
up.
Make up an NPC that's like at this.
Or it can be a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Isabel gets back to dancing with you, she has a decidedly sour look upon her face. Oh, I had to dance with the uncle from House Oak.
Oh no, not that uncle.
He just wanted to talk about planting trees.
Yes, they do that sometimes.
His name was Gary.
Damn it, Gary!
Uncle Gary is such a problem.
Look, I really need to talk to you about Uncle Gary.
So, Sir Tristan, I feel like we're dancing, and at some point, I just become comfortable with the fact that you are not so much paying attention to me as you are paying attention to the rest of the room, which lets me pay attention to the room as well. And then at some point, there's a moment in the dance where your mouth is very close to my ear. What do you say?
This was a lovely idea. I wish I had thought of it.
I smile and say, well, maybe it's lovely because you put it together well, not just because it was thought of.
Yes, I guess. It's all very sudden, but I feel like I've been taking it on well.
Hmm. And what would that be?
Just just putting all this kind of stuff together. Like I hadn't done this before, but I felt like it's gone together
Yes.
well. So
I take a very quick step and say, event planning is a very, very important task for a relative of the king.
you're not wrong. So after we say that, I kind of excuse myself from Jemba. Jessa, are you still dancing with Isabel?
Yes.
Have you taken a break? Or are you still dancing?
I would say we're still dancing, but
We did declare it was kind of a move around in and
yeah,
out
we did
dance.
declare. So you were right. So like there could absolutely be like a separation. Like there could be like a like a
yeah. So basically,
do-si-do.
I was just kind of
swirly whirly.
looking for a chance to jump in with Jessa and say, this was a really wonderful idea. I really appreciate you bringing this up to me. What were your inspirations for this?
Well, you see, just felt like there was a lot of intrigue going on. And a dance or food or both usually brings people together.
Yeah, certainly not wrong. It's definitely brought lots of characters here. So it's good to see them all in one place.
Yes, it's good for everyone to be together to talk, because we have much to talk about.
And I'll just nod and let that drift off as we dance. That was my question to you.
Okay.
And in the interim, when Tristan takes my dance partner, my rightful dance partner, like he's trying to take my rightful throne,
God, everybody hates Tristan.
Oh.
That's okay. It's funny. I like this. I like this a lot. Keep going.
I waltz on up to Jemba. And we start dancing. And you look across the room and then you laugh. What are you laughing at?
When I laugh, it's almost uncharacteristic. It's very genuine, whereas Jemba's usually very put together. And what she's laughing at is two of the younger, a young lord and a young lady, and by young I mean like 6, and they have play swords and they're fighting back and forth. And the lord got distracted by a pastry on the table and went to reach for it, and the girl just soundly laid him out and put her sword at his throat and yelled, "Victory is mine!" And it was just like this tiny voice, and it was so cute. So she laughs and then brings her eyes back and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to let my attention be elsewhere."
Oh no, that's fine. They're very cute. That was a sound victory on her part. He was holding the sword well.
That's true.
In the background, you just kind of hear, "Megan, don't do that."
Ooh.
It's not Tristan, but it's
okay.
it's
I
one
was
of the
going to say
Dillstone-
enmity maid.
It's one of actually Tristan's younger brothers.
Ah, well, screw that guy.
Sir Chadwick.
Sir Chadwick.
That's canon. I have a brother named Chadwick.
Oh no. I'm gonna make a note.
Yep.
I know.
Sir Chadwick, the one we don't like.
Hey now, Chadwick's fine. Thank you.
I think so much that I'm wiggling my webcam. I gotta stop that.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm the last one. Right? Or no?
No, I still have
you're
one
the
more.
last one. Okay.
Yep.
So I don't have to. Okay, because I was gonna do the dance sense one, but maybe I won't do that one then. Dang, I was gonna. So, I think there was probably some cycling, or as Janaya put it, the proper technical term, do-si-doing. As you do at fancy dances. I know, I have been to many. And if it cycles back, Isabel, would you dance with me again? That's not the question. I'm checking before I...
Yes, Isabel would gladly dance with you again, but pretend that it's no big deal.
Okay. So, we are at a place in the dance, where it seems as if people are doing slightly more individualized things. So in this moment, as you look around, you notice that you may place your hand upon either my elbow, my shoulder, my waist, or my hip. Which would you do?
This is now Isabel's inner monologue. Well, I could no. No, that would be. Just go with a very awkward elbow, I suppose.
Oh, how cute.
No, wait, was that wrong? Oh, it's too late now.
This is a great display. I feel like Jessa, from her very tall height of tallness, looks down and notes this and looks at your hand on her elbow and just nods, and then continues to dance very seriously but gracefully. As Jessa's tall but graceful.
What is that like?
I don't know. I know neither of those things. They're both foreign to me. So.
Tristan, I think we end up back together in the sort of twirling of the dance. And we both go back to not really talking because that didn't go very well. And so we're just kind of watching and maybe making observations like, oh, did you see? Oh, look at that. Lord Ralston has a new yet younger bride. How fascinating, you know. And as we dance through, I'm obviously paying attention to other things, and I lose my place in the dance. Do you let me stumble, or do you draw me back into place?
I immediately draw you back into place. I wouldn't want to let you fall.
I bring my attention back to you and say,
Are you okay?
yes, I guess I was just a bit distracted.
Yeah,
I,
that can happen.
that was very kind of you.
Of course, yeah.
The last thing I need to do is fall at a party.
Yeah. Especially this close to the end, someone might think you're drunk.
That's true.
All right.
Awesome.
And the party ends? Or the dance ends?
The dance
Question?
ends?
All right. Jessa, I thank you for your wonderful idea. It was a very wonderful dance.
Thank you for being gracious enough to host it here in the capital city. I think it was, you know, the most geographically central location. And that is a very
true.
good quality in a location where everyone is invited.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And he walks away.
Yes, this castle is very marble.
It is marvelous.
I saw that coming. I was like, is someone gonna say it? I've already walked away, so I can't.
I had to, I'm sorry.
Nope, I was waiting. Thank you. All right.
So, we take the pool card, shuffle it out, and every dancer gets a random card back.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just realized that my way of doing it might not work because then we can see.
You know, I was thinking
right.
we could try just, hang on, doing a flip.
And maybe we each move things around in turn. Yeah.
We each do a move, and then we each let go, and then do another move. Yeah, like.
I already have no idea where anything.
Yeah, this is already like, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like only looking out of my peripherals right now to do it.
Okay.
The way these things are flicking, I feel like I'm playing solitaire on like a really
Well, you kind of are.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and then we just grab one?
Yeah, everyone just grab one.
I'm gonna let you guys grab first.
Okay.
You all grab first. Apologies. I will take whatever left.
Okay.
What do I have?
And take.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see that worked. We did it.
Yep. It worked out, I guess. All
Yeah.
right.
So the rule regarding, since we talked about that, no more than 5 cards in a hand, you discard down to 5 anytime you get more. And if you have fewer than 2, you can draw up to 2. So 2 is the minimum and 5 is the maximum for cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose the dance. Jimbo will choose the next scene.
I know, and I had a plan, and then the dance changed everything.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry. Oh,
It's okay.
no.
That's the way it works.
That's
It was good. I think that because House Oak is so close to House Dilston, Corona, that Gemma makes sort of a power move and invites everybody to a luncheon at House Oaks Manor so that they have food and provisions set for them on their way home.
Is this after the dance?
This is after the dance. So the next day, when everybody's traveling back home along the road, she basically says, when you leave, stop by House Oak. And it was so nice to talk to everybody. We can catch up kind of thing. So she would invite everybody to come to the luncheon, of course. But not everybody has to go. So who would attend and who would not attend? And Sir Tristan, you also would be invited to attend, even though you're not traveling.
Is this a conversation over food?
It is a conversation over food.
All right. So you're allowed to just choose one person that has to. Do they have to attend, or you request that they attend specifically, and then the rest can?
Well,
say?
I guess I'm choosing to invite everybody to.
Okay.
It says choose. Oh, it's only one other player to be your partner.
Yeah, but I think it's okay the way we kind of did it with the dance, where
I guess the person that she's going to, if I was to pick a person, that person would be Jessa, as expresses gratitude for her putting together this event. I saw that look, and
I missed it. Now I'm sad.
It's just a slight nostril flare.
But she would invite everybody to come. Probably, just like the four of us. Not lesser nobles.
Oh no.
Tristan will accept, but show up a little bit later.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah. I'm absolutely going to attend.
Will, your plans are just so much out of the way. I'm afraid I have other places to be. And we'll go home instead.
I see.
But absolutely slip some coin to somebody in someone's retinue to have them take notes as to what happened.
I think, just as an aside, that you also, when you go out in the morning, there's a delivery from House Oak of supplies for the road, of food and drink.
Are there seeds from Uncle Oak telling me to plant more trees in my land?
I don't know. This is a gift from Jemba, so probably not. I don't think Uncle Gary's her favorite.
Amazing. I love it.
Okay. So Tristan and Jessa and Jemba all draw a card, and then I have to discard one.
I do too. I'm all the way up at 5. Sorry.
Wow, these card draws though.
Yeah, what do I want to get rid of? Gonna get rid of this one. Okay. Wink. Wink. Discard. Okay. And then take the highest card from your hand and show it. Oh, but wait, do we want to do the ask first? Ask each other, how you look and what is your mood? Oh my goodness, we are being raided.
Hello.
Hello, raiders. Welcome. For anyone just arriving, we are playing... I'm sorry to inform you that the king is dead. He has died, and now we all believe the crown should clearly belong to each of us individuals from different households.
Had it coming.
There's only one that makes sense, though. I'm just
yes. It's
Yes,
me.
obviously.
Ah,
She with the best shoulder pads.
We were asked which one of us did it. None of us. The king died of completely natural causes.
How dare you?
It just was extremely sudden, and he died without an heir. That's all. Excuse
oh,
it.
we have an heir. He's just very young.
Yes. See. So you see, it's totally reasonable that other people might bring up their totally valid claims to the throne. So we are about to have a conversation over food, and that is what you have arrived during. So welcome. Please feel free to sit down, take a chair, as we all share a meal together.
Well,
Except for Princess Isabel, who has declined the invitation.
A better places to be. And diary entries to write.
all right.
So,
How do you look?
Jessa, how do you look to me? What is your mood?
Well, since we had the dance yesterday and Jessa felt a bit overdone, Jessa is dressed like still in a courtly fashion, but a little less theatrical, I would say. A little more toned down, and she is looking around to see who is here, sort of curious. Looks a little disappointed. But you know, then politely begins conversation with everyone around.
How do you look to me?
As you come in, Jemba is not wearing a ball gown and obviously very grateful for it. Her posture is much better. She's wearing a pair of sort of leather riding breeches and high boots, and a very soft shirt and a vest and like a long waistcoat kind of vest, but no sleeves on the coat. And she is obviously happy. Like, this is her element, is her home, and her tradition of hosting is something that she feels very comfortable with. And so as everybody comes in, she's handing out mugs of ale or preferable beverages, and there's big tables full of food. You can tell she's a little bit related to Gary, because if you ask her any questions about the food, she will tell you, like, oh, well, so we have this farmer on the side and he's raised these pigs for 700 years. Can you imagine 700 years to breed the best pig? And that's why these sausages are so good.
Makes sense.
I love it. So I will ask you, Sir Tristan, how do you look and what is your mood?
Since Corona is so close to the lands of House Oak, I did not. Tristan did not show up right when it said he is not here to gather supplies necessarily, as more of just to show up and see. So he walks in and he's still dressed pretty formally, not as formally as the dance, but still formal shirt, formal pants, boots, but he looks tired. He looks like he did not get enough sleep still. But he walks in with a smile and greets people as he sees them who he might have met at the dance last night. And then we'll go over as Jemba and Jessa are talking and join them.
Perfect. So this is the part where we all take the highest card from our hand, show it, and then note who has the lowest card, and then pool them all together in the middle. So
very similar to last time.
Yeah, same.
I still have the same card.
Oh, you got back the same card? That's funny.
I got back the same card.
Okay. This is... Boop! That one's me. The Ace of Clubs. Sometimes I have trouble between clubs and spades.
So the player who showed the lowest card goes first. So Sir Tristan, that would be you. You can either ask a topical question from the list on the right. You can engage in verbatim impromptu conversations. You can pass again just by saying something about the food and hoping Gemma doesn't talk about pigs. Or you can leave the conversation or signal that you'll no longer be taking part.
All right. What was your card, Jemba?
The Ace of Diamonds.
Is it okay if I
Okay.
move it down?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't see it. My apologies.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to actually pass since I got here so late, and I'm going to attempt to help you see if I can help in any way. Go up and offer assistance.
Oh. To Jemba?
Yes.
I
So I guess it's not a pass, but yeah.
No, please. You should have a seat. You're a guest in my home and a member of House Dilston. What can I bring you, sir?
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm just here.
Awesome. Well,
yes. I do think it is very good that you did this, especially for Houses Sandarel and Antire. Though I guess Antire didn't come?
no, Princess Isabel said that she had some very important things to attend to back at home and had to rush off. We did make sure that she was well provisioned for the journey.
Perfect. Okay.
Hopefully
she
she'll be
always
comfortable.
she always has important things to do, yes. So.
Well, I do think we all have important things to do. It's just a matter of when we choose to do them and when we choose to make time for other things. More ale?
Yes, please. All right.
So, I believe I'm next. I will gladly, if more ale has been offered, I actually missed out on the first round, so I would like to accept a glass of ale and, you know, give it a sniff. Seems okay. Give it a sip. It's not bad, you know,
Still
actually.
okay.
No, actually, you know what? It's pretty good, you know? House Oak does seem to know a good, you know, some very good pig farmers and also brewers, apparently.
That's true.
Yes. So thank you. This is lovely. Thank you for hosting us. I really do appreciate that. I do think it important, however, that we all discuss the fact that you know, it seems just really inadvisable crowning a baby. You know, I know that technically they're next in line for the throne, but they're still a baby. So I just, you know, since we're all together here, so close, you know, we all had a chance to talk yesterday, and I had hoped it would come up naturally, and it didn't. So I just need to bring it up all with all of you here now. That we consider other options.
Jessa, Your Highness.
Yeah.
Of course, we're not going to immediately crown the baby, but, you know, our land has been ruled and our system is based on an understanding not just by us as peers, but certainly by more simple-minded members of our community, that the right of rule is passed by blood. And, you know, that right of rule has passed to the young prince. But of course, we won't crown him. He will have a team of advisors. I mean, House Oak has cared for House Dilston in some way or another for a long time. We will, of course, continue to protect the young heir and to protect our kingdom during this time of transition. We just need to hold steady until it's time for him to take the throne.
Yes, but you do bring up matters of blood, and when we get into blood, there are some other houses that do have claim. Both House Antir and, if I do dare mention it, House Sandoriel do have blood claims to the earlier versions of the throne. You know, the royal lineage did switch up somewhat not too many generations ago.
Your Highness.
And well, also, if we speak also of you spoke of, you know, people of the land and those who work and deserve it. In that matter, even House Oak arguably has been very capable and loyal to the throne, and I'm just saying, rather than jumping straight to crowning a baby, we should be having some sort of discussions.
The lineage is very clear. And I think that it's important to maintain that lineage. I mean, sure, there are people who have drawn up papers that have even shown that I have a more direct blood right to the throne, but it doesn't matter. What matters is following the tradition of the lineage.
And I will have to agree with you, Jemba. It's less of a question sometimes of lineage and more of what's going to keep the peace, because we've had Dillistone rule for the past 4 generations. It's been fine. We have a prospering country right now. I don't see why we should change it up. Sure, if things were to go askew, then conversations would definitely need to be had, but at the moment things are fine. The Dillistone family is not just without guidance at the moment. I am here. My brothers and sisters are also here. I am the oldest, and I feel comfortable enough to be able to guide until the young one is ready.
But it's simply the fact that the rule has changed before, and it went well for a while, and it is in times like these when it is somewhat more up in the air, where everyone should stop and reflect and really consider what is best for the lands.
But what times are these that really bring this up? We still have rule. There's been no problems yet. So why are we bringing up a discussion that can cause problems?
Indeed. Things are prosperous right now, Your Highness. And what you talk of is treason. Treason that would create unrest and imbalance within the land.
And I understand where you're coming from. It's not like I don't get it. I do get it. But at the moment we have a system and it's working.
Yes, I know that there is some issue. I know that House Dilliston made House Antir, come and really put on a whole display of showing loyalty, and it just didn't seem like
yes, that
was quite it seemed in very poor taste.
I didn't want that. It happened, but I didn't want it.
That is right. It did happen, and
it did happen. It happens. I didn't get a chance to apologize last night to Isabel. I was hoping that she would actually be here, but she was not. I'm hoping to find time at some point to apologize for my siblings' misstep in that.
So I still just think there are things to consider here, and I just don't think that the topic should be completely off the table.
I think at this point, Jemba makes a very subtle hand motion, and very loud musicians come into the room.
I love it.
And then I take a long sip of my ale. as I turn to watch the musicians. All right.
Um, wow, this went in a weird direction. Okay.
I'm sorry. I
it's
saw that
great.
topic on the list and I was like, yup.
Yep. Jessa, I'm hoping to find common ground with you about something else entirely. About about
Yes.
sorry, about
Fine.
was it Antir who'd been attacking the coast? Yes, about whether or not we needed to take military protection against these Antir raiding parties that are hurting Sindorial and Dilston. Is there any common ground? Or, and if so, what?
So you wanted to find common ground by asking if we needed to take action against?
Yeah, I think Oak is very concerned about protection and
Mhm.
sees themselves as the defender of the land and is very much like, what is Sindorial doing to protect their coast against these raiding parties from Antir, and does Oak need to help them in some way to put down these, somewhat loose forces?
Well, I'm glad you've brought that up because I do feel like that in all this the king has been lost business, rest his soul. We have missed out on some other things that have been happening, and it is very important to me that my borders are protected. I think we definitely is a good idea to be proactive and work on some defensives. I don't want to be too brash though, and necessarily lash out, but to prepare a bit to ensure they don't happen again. That is, yes, I do think we can find a common ground there.
Oh, well, I would be more than happy to send some forces to stage in Sindorial to protect you and to be on call in case these raiding parties come again.
As it is, we do mostly only have protection in a centralized place, and they have been coming from almost a far off flanking fashion. So to have a few more bodies on the ground would be very suitable.
Oh, I would be completely honored to be able to help protect the lands from these parties. Hopefully, at some point, Princess Isabel and the rest of her family can get these parties under control.
Yes, that is true. You bring up a good point.
Seeing you both talking, just kind of watching all the food be distributed and whatnot, realizing that since I am not getting food, nor are my people are, I mean, we live so close that no reason to. I will get up to both of you and say, well, ladies, I shall be going.
Oh,
There's stuff to do at home. So talk with the rest of the Dillstones and think over what has been said today, and hoping that we can figure out a better way so that we do not make the blunder that we did with Entire. Good day. And he'll walk out.
can't help but notice that they didn't seem to take any food or drink.
I know. It's very strange.
Yes. I hope they did not think that the food was relocated only to the other visitors.
Well, that would be unheard of. I mean, my house is known for their hospitality. We have hosted the Dilsons here for centuries.
Yes.
But, perhaps, I mean, Sir Tristan travels a lot. He has been away quite a bit. It's possible that some of the traditions of his family have been forgotten.
Well, and his home is so close. Perhaps he had a very large meal before he arrived. Or he is returning home to one. Which would explain the eagerness to leave. But yes, I think your hospitality has been greatly appreciated, and it is always admired. So I do want to thank you.
Oh,
for that.
no, please, thank you.
And I hope that you don't think me too rash for bringing up the whole king baby issue.
I hear your concerns.
Thank you. That's all we wish, in House Sandoriel is to be heard.
House Oak does believe that all houses should be heard.
It's much appreciated.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I gotta say that was.
Okay.
I was just trying to connect a little bit.
Yeah.
And recoup my losses.
I think that at that point that Gemma will sort of enter into more polite conversation and just kind of ask you about your people and your land and things like that. She is feeling very expansive, so if there's anything that you wanted to know, you could probably ask her a thing at this point, and if not, you could pass.
Jemba, I have to ask you.
Yes.
Do you feel you follow House Deliston a little blindly, without question? Have you considered stopping to analyze if I even mentioned your house themselves? Even they, if we take into account how things have changed, House Oak has been very capable and very loyal. And you do run a strong home.
Thank you. I stand on the side of stability, Jessa. I believe in people. I believe in pig farmers and in brewers.
I've noticed.
And when royals get involved in petty conflict, it is not the royals who get hurt. It is those people. And my house has always stood to support stability. Now, I do agree with you that our heir is a problem, that this instability caused by the question is a problem. What I stand for is figuring out what allows stability to go forward. And that's always what Oak has stood for. We have been faithful to Dilston because Dilston is stability, but really Oak's loyalty lies with Van Treef.
You are a very honorable house. I can see that.
But we try. One has to have something that they're good at other than pigs and cider.
Well, very good pigs and cider, however. So. Is this the, are we ending our...
I think we're at the end of our conversation.
Conversation over food?
Yes.
So we will flip and shuffle cards. And everyone gets to, if everyone wants to do a shuffle, and then we will take, and then we will take a little, like, 10-minute break.
I want this card.
Okay, I'll take the one I was just shuffling. Wink. Interesting. Interesting. Hashtag conversation over. Well, literally, the book says, end the conversation when someone decides. The conversation is over, and another person confirms, yes, the conversation is over. Which I love. So that was just our intrigue and muster and our first two scenes, a dance and food. We still have Tristan still needs to decide a scene, and Isabel needs to plan a scene. But in the meantime, we will go away for a few minutes, we will rest, we will rehydrate, and we will come back. Y'all should do the same. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you all are enjoying this game, because I think it's pretty cool. So we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Bye! Hello! Welcome back. I hope you had a good break. We are back for some more of The King is Dead. It is in fact Ben, or Sir Tristan's turn. So he gets to say what happens next. So let's see what happens next.
The game I am choosing is Intrigue and Muster. Well, it had started off so well, but something has triggered, and it seems that House Sanderel assassinates the High Priest of House Dillstone while he is at worship. A
Whoops.
terrible outrage. And that's my turn.
So wait, hang on.
What happened?
House Sanderel assassinated the High Priest of House Dillstone while he is at worship. Oof! A terrible outrage. Oh no! So House Sanderel pulls one random card from Dillstone hand, reveals it, discards it.
Okay,
And then
so
House Dillstone pulls one random card from Sanderel, reveals it, and discards it. So we both just harm each other.
Yep.
That's great. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna steal this card.
Okay. You took, like, one of the best ones. So
Good.
you reveal it and discard it.
Alright, well, I reveal this Ace of Hearts and then gets discarded.
Great, Ben. Now no one can have that ace.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Why would it let me choose? It literally lets me look at everyone's playing cards except Ben's. I don't know why that would be.
Like, you could see all the cards?
No. As in,
No,
like, if I
have the same thing. If I click on it, it doesn't pull anything up.
Yeah, yours is the only one it doesn't do that for.
That somebody did request one for me at one point. Ren did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Let me... Unless I, like, locked something to your features? No. Where's other... I'm looking at the journal. Options, actions, playing cards. I don't see anything notable. Can you just... How many? You have 5 cards. I'll roll a d5 and you get rid of that one, okay?
Okay.
So I think it's /roll 1d5. Number 2.
Alright. Goodbye, 5 of Hearts.
Goodbye. That was vicious.
I mean, I didn't do it, so...
Okay. So,
Alright.
Ren, you're next.
All right. So, it has been some time since the fateful dance and dinner party and subsequent assassination. And I'd like to think that maybe the Whoops! I just lost my hairnet. It's fine. Perhaps if it's all right with Jessa, the kingdom of Sandoriel has gone just a little low key for a little bit while the assassination hubbub dies down. But Isabel would like to reach out after a little bit of time has passed, that the heat's off a little bit. We'd like to reach out to Jessa and meet up in some capacity of which we both need to decide together the situation.
Okay.
So the setup for a reunion is choose one of the other players. You're meeting each other now after not having seen each other for some time.
Okay, so we choose one by agreement. Okay. Well, were you thinking something intentional or unintentional? Because there is like a meeting by happenstance here. Like, so were you feeling like we
I wonder if maybe, because you know what? Because I had one of House Oak's servers or something. I had paid them to give me notes about everything that was discussed at the dinner. Then I now know about your discussion about how you do not want a baby king. And so after the assassination happened, I think that probably my people reached out to you saying, we're in. We agree with this. So maybe we're meeting as allied war captains at a military camp.
Okay.
If you're aware of things having escalated that far.
Okay, we're planning something in secret? Oh my gosh, we like jumped ahead. This is awesome.
Oh no, we're in a military camp meeting as allied war captains.
Yeah.
Oh, is that secret?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if we're meeting in a military camp as allied war captains, is this like, have we already publicly gone to war with House Dillaston, or is this
no.
Or is this the makings of war?
Yeah, this is us talking about
yeah, exactly. Okay, so I want to check. Okay, so
I think that it's like military exercises conveniently located on the border.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm conveniently wearing armor and holding a sword for practice.
This is amazing. I wish I had armor too. So then that brings us into the question, how do you look to me? Conveniently wearing
armor. Well, it has been some time, according to the rules, since you last saw Princess Isabel wearing, uncomfortable, stuffy royal outfits, and now she is wearing sort of riding breeches and armor, and furs, has a large sword, and still has the very severe bangs because trademark.
Okay.
Darker lipstick though for severity.
Okay. And we're meeting at a border like location that we agreed on, and there's already some like camp set up.
Yeah, there's absolutely just like this tent that may or may not have, battle maps in it, but it's just, for the picnic.
Amazing. Okay. So I think it says, according to the rules, you go first.
It also, if anybody else needs, if any of the other players need more details about this circumstance and location too, I think they are allowed to pipe in for any of it, it looks like. So
yeah, anyone is allowed to ask about details of the location and circumstances from the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the opening question, it's the same for everyone, is so when did we last see each other? And I think we might have already answered that.
Yeah, so we last saw each other. Yeah, so this is very different from how last I saw you. You seem much more comfortable dressed this way.
And oh, and how do you look? Actually, I don't know if we went into that.
I don't think we did.
I'm putting it in there.
Yeah. So when we say we're on the borders, is that of your lands and my lands?
Sure. Yeah.
So
They
it's somewhere.
conveniently now share a border.
Well, because we're all on the same continent, right? Is kind of how this works.
I think so. Yeah.
Because there's only one house, like House Lunest, I think, is the only house that's from like across the seas.
They're just not even bothering with any of this nonsense.
They're like, ugh, it was way too much effort. Like
They got an invite to that dance. And they were just like, tag, not it. All right, yeah, we're good.
No thanks. Love it. Yeah. So then my lands are kind of on like the coasts and stuff like that by the sea bluffs. Where did you say yours were again? Kind of more in the valleys?
I feel like mine would be landlocked.
Yeah.
And sort of sparse. Brutal.
Yeah, brutal. Okay, so Jessa of House Sandoriel just came from her coastal borders, and she's probably wearing clothing that is more suited, like, I think like it gets fairly harsh fairly quickly as you get, you know what I mean, into your lands a little bit. So I would say she probably has like she's not, for the first time ever, she's not dressed in a courtly fashion. But like she is wearing like finely tailored sort of pants and a blouse, and then just has like some like draping like scarves and stuff like that, stuff that is very like dramatic when you live in like a nice windy coastal area and you're used to having like nice breezes, and like so you just dress in like in flowy things and stuff like that. But here you see she's probably actually like kind of cold. She's probably like wrapping up because it's kind of a little more brutal here. And it's like just like she's just like holding herself to like keep warm. 'Cause she doesn't have like the nice big furs and stuff you have. So she looks kind of probably like stern and ready for talks, but is also just like, yep, let's yeah, can we go inside and talk about this would that be okay in the tent?
As a show of, I think, being totally metal. Isabel will take off her fur cloak and hand it to you.
Oh. You don't mind if I just use that? Okay. Thanks. And like this and we've come to the fact before that Isabel is small and Jessa is very big. So like
Capelet.
It's like got it, but it's like kind of just but it is, you know what, like, you know what, if you get your like neck a little warmer, that's generally pretty good. So like, yeah. Great. Thanks.
So we dealt with the opening question. So then
we haven't seen each other since. And I commented that you seem much more comfortable here.
Oh yes. And then I hand you the cloak and I'll say, yes, I think the entire colors suit you. And then, because I'm real smooth, we'll go into the tent.
Yeah.
Where there's a battle map.
Oh man, these questions
draw up a battle map right now.
Okay, hang on.
I have grid paper right here.
These questions are so, does it say? Conducting. Ask your counterpart the opening questions, then ask freely, choose the real question to ask. You answer freely based on the answer. These questions are very specific. I kind of want to like modify them. Cause like,
yeah, modify them. You're allowed to.
Right? Yeah, because they're a little bit specific.
They're very much set for like when you haven't seen each other in a long
Yeah.
time outside of plot. So I think you could probably just, instead of saying like back then, you could be like at the party or
Mm,
before the assassination or
yeah.
I think as long as you keep that idea of like trying to feel out how things have changed since you saw each other last, that it's totally in the spirit of the game.
I didn't
Yep.
actually even read them when I decided on this thing.
Yeah,
I was
no,
just
it's
like, a
totally
reunion, a
valid,
time
honest.
skip sounds dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I've just kind of been playing it loosey goosey with the questions and just been like,
Yeah.
what feels like my turn versus what feels like their turn to speak, and
Okay, I'm gonna transform one of the questions at the bottom. So we have agreed to meet here on the pretenses of a discussion of war, but I am eager to see your face. Does your face offer me friendship?
ooh,
Yes, I think that probably there is definitely still some of the old like trying too hard to play it cool, uh, but also very excited about the idea of war. So kind of like a slightly frantic excitement, but still trying to be cool.
Mhm.
Do we? What's the next?
Well, you just keep answering questions until you want to do a closing
Oh, okay,
offer
okay.
between us.
All right.
But you can also just like I said, you could continue the conversation or make up a different question or kind of modify one of them.
All right. I'll modify. The last time we saw each other, the last time we saw each other, I wasn't really sure what to make of you necessarily, but that was a bold move, that assassination. I like that. How far are you willing to go along that line of action?
I will admit that assassination was not my own personal doing. But I do believe very strongly that the time of House Dillaston is nearing an end, and that there are other houses whose claim remains stronger. Um, and I brought it up. You were not there, but I brought it up at the meal, very openly, that this should be a time of discussion. Rarely do we get breaks between kings where we can stop and look and analyze, and there are more houses than simply House Dillaston that have something to offer the kingdom and have, a right to that throne. I guess I didn't say how far I'm willing to go. That was the last part of your question. um, I am. I don't personally have an over-eager taste for blood, but if it is necessary to bring the correct house into power, then I support it.
Fortunately for you, you could just get good friends who do have a taste for blood. If an alliance is amenable to you. And I think that in the war tent, Isabel will offer you a drink and perhaps sort of plot out some possible skirmish tactics on the battle map, and we can go on from there to a different game. It looks like
Yeah,
we
a
could
different
continue with
scene.
another game. Which do you suggest? Yeah.
Yeah, so So we can continue with an animated disagreement, which I don't think suits because we're not disagreeing. A conversation over food, a meeting sword to sword, a stealing time together, or any other, it says.
I feel like another one probably would make sense. Like we just skip on past that because none of them really apply to what we've just been discussing, and we don't need to steal more time together because I want to roleplay with everyone else more.
Yeah. Okay, so we're
Yeah,
calling this.
it
go ahead.
says if you don't agree to continue with a game, choose one by agreement. And it's we talk comfortably together for many hours, we talk politely, but soon our affairs call us apart again, or we interact with unfriendly chill and part quickly.
All
Okay.
right. I feel like if we're gonna potentially enter into sort of an alliance, we'll be talking shop
Yeah,
comfortably for
I
a
agree.
while.
I was thinking that one too. We talk comfortably together for, I think, several hours after this. I think it just makes sense. We like continue to like have a drink and continue to talk in secret, where no sneaky ears can listen in.
So we each draw a card.
Okay. Good. Ben stole one of my cards.
I'm here for that.
and we can move on to a different game, and Isabel lets you keep the cloak even though it's too small for you.
Aw, that's really nice. Okay, hang on. We're out of cards. We have to shuffle the deck. It just the Roll20 just gave me a notification that was like, you're out.
Oh.
I guess we didn't shuffle them before we started.
Yeah, let's try. I think if I hit, are you sure you want to shuffle the deck? Is that gonna take all of them back though? I don't want to do that.
I don't think it will. I at least know my cards, but
Okay, does everyone want to take a look at their cards first, just in case?
I'll take a picture of it.
Yep.
I'm going to write mine down.
It's quickest for me to take a picture. Okay, I've done it.
I'm drawing my symbols out. I probably could have just written the suits, but no, I had to draw them. Okay. Shuffle. Are you sure you want to shuffle? Yes. Oh, good. It just, it only shuffled the ones that weren't currently taken. Aha! Okay. Thank goodness. Thank you, Roll20. Sometimes you do good work.
Did we have to delete all the discard pile to shuffle them as well?
No, there was definitely some floating, because the discard pile is still there, and then...
Oh, we want the discard pile there too.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, cool. So all the ones that weren't in the discard pile just got shuffled, which is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. Okay. So now I must choose a scene. So we've done a dance, we've done a second one. Interesting. What do we want to do? I'm torn between possibly doing a chase or trial by contest. Is that one too long? I guess it could end fairly quickly. I feel like perhaps Princess Isabel and I discussed
holding a trial by contest to lure them into a false sense of security, and then we kill somebody. I mean, what?
I literally was not in exactly those words, but yeah, and like the chase is similar, where literally you ask someone out to do like a hunt, but it's like a show of thing. So either a chase with House Dilliston or a trial by contest with House Dilliston is what I'm thinking.
Up to you.
Because I think that's sort of... Ben, I don't want you to think I'm picking on you.
Go for it. Go for it.
You chose the main house.
Yeah. I know. I'm aware.
We've got main house. We've got stabby house. Tree house.
Tree house.
The secret you and me house.
Okay, let's do it. Ben, I am going to propose a trial by contest with Sir Tristan of House Dilliston. So it says choose a player to be your counterpart in the trial. Agree together to be the nature of your dispute. So I would
Probably
be
the assassination of.
Oh shoot, I didn't
our
even think of that.
priest.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking we'd just be arguing about King Baby, but no, you're right. It makes sense that we would be arguing about how my house murdered like a high priest of your house. Sorry about that. I mean, I didn't.
Whoops.
You know, when your house just like goes and does stuff like that. My bad. So how the trial came about, which of you will undertake the first contest? If there's no dispute already. No, we do have a dispute. Each of you states your position and the position that the other must accede to if they lose the trial. Flip a card face up from the deck. This is the reward for the... Okay, so we're both fighting over one card. So we can pull... Ben, do you want to pull one card and put it in the middle?
Sure. Ooh. Nope. Let's try this again.
No, not the joke. The dirty, filthy joker.
Oh boy, a full 4 of diamonds.
Woohoo! You know you want that. It's pretty good. So during the trial, anyone can ask for details about the setting, the occasion, participants, audience, outcome, and etc. Those of you who are not participating, I think you act as like the audience.
Oh yeah, that's great.
So basically, I think we go one at a time and challenge each other to the trials in order. And whoever meets the last challenge chooses from the highest card as a reward and adds it to their hand. So all we do is simply say whether, when it becomes our time to do the trial, all we do is say that yes, you'll agree to undertake it, or no, you
Interesting.
accede. And then you draw a card to see if you succeeded or not.
Yeah, but then that gets added to the lineup, and you can then choose the top card. So that 4 of diamonds may not be the actual reward. The more trials that go on.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
I like the idea of this being like a whole setup, like in A Knight's Tale, where you've got like the fox and the nobles, and like everyone's all dressed up to watch this.
Oh, this was definitely a public affair. I feel like, is that okay with you, Ben? I figured that this was like...
I mean, you're the one calling me to this thing, so I'm going along with it.
Okay, well, hang on then. We need to... Why would... You would obviously be mad at my house for killing your high priest, which... Fair. What would I personally... Were you either, like, dragging our name through the mud or saying that I personally had a hand in it or something along those lines that I could contest?
Yeah, I would say that your conversation about wanting to flip up the status quo of what we currently have,
that's valid,
is what drew you to begin this, and you're the one that has sowed the first seeds of wanting to overtake the current rule. So
okay, so then we're not even talking about the high priest murder. We're talking about the fact that I was...
and that's what caused the high priest murder, was the fact that
that I sowed the seeds of discontent.
Yes, and that happened,
okay.
meaning that you probably had a hand in this.
Okay.
And you gave up your hand a little too much at the conversation of food.
Fine. Okay. So let's start with what we always start with, which is ask each other, how do you look? So Sir Tristan, how do you look to me, and what is your mood?
So Tristan, walking in, I kind of imagine this kind of like being a spectacle almost, and walks up. He is in the least, and you haven't seen him since the conversation over food. And it's been a little bit. He still looks tired. His blonde hair is tied back again. But this time he's wearing very mundane clothes,
Mhm.
walking up, but has some very nice boots on.
Hmm.
And he walks up and he just looks tired but grim and determined.
Okay.
And all his eyes are moving everywhere, just
Ooh.
watching and seeing what's happening.
Interesting. Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna say that Jessa.
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to ask you.
It's okay.
Same
It's
question
okay.
to you.
Yeah, it's okay. I was gonna go for it anyway, even if you didn't ask me. So here I am, going to describe my character. Princess Jessa, I guess. Is like looks like a mix of like formal and ready for battle. So like she doesn't have like definitely not any like metal armor or anything like that on, but definitely has like some leathers over like a long sort of tunic. You know what I mean? And once again, still a bit of a like flowy sort of look to it. I think the house colors of House Sandoriel is literally like kind of a rusty gold of sand, like sort of a those are sort of the colors of their beaches, the infamous Sandoriel beaches. They are a beach house after all. And yeah, I think she sort of walks in looking like resolute, but not pleased to be here, but like I'm here and I'm ready, so let's do this.
All right.
Are we allowed to ask, like,
yeah, you're allowed to ask.
Can we get Janaya's character, like what they're looking like and how they're dressed for this occasion?
Jemba is wearing a jacket with sleeves this time, and it looks a little bit bulky, like she probably has some kind of armor on underneath it, and leather padded pants, and is wearing her sword and her dagger.
Interesting. Can we ask then if Princess Isabel showed up to this event or not?
Was she invited?
I mean, this is a public event, so it's sort of like it's one of those like it is literally a like this is almost like a public judgment, right? We are resolving a public dispute via contest.
Yeah, and it does say that we're in the audience. All the other players are in the audience.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love the idea that Isabel is there, and Isabel is also fully armored up in like black and gold armor, big sword, and is not hiding the armor at all. Like is actively like there as like a visible backup for House Sandoriel. And actually, before like any of the trials start, since I have this prop, Isabel will very publicly bow to Princess Jessa and hand her a like flame-colored flower, which is like the house flower of I forgot the name of my house, House Entire, and do a little bow and then walk away as like a very public display of we're on their team.
I give a look to Jemba.
She does not meet your eyes.
Okay. And I nod, and I'll step up to the plate.
Swing, bada.
No whiff.
Yeah. So the very first trial is trial by oath. So declare the blood-curdling oath that your counterpart must swear to prove their position. If they do, they've met the trial. But I don't fully like the example they give of. Sorry.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What's the oath? I have to declare, like, if you truly believe what you've said, then you will swear by the life of your remaining baby king.
Yeah. Is that what you say?
I think, yeah, well.
Okay. In words.
That is, I think that is the approximate, like, oath I demand of you. If you, this is truly.
Okay. So, I will respond. I do believe this, that this is a trial of folly, and I do believe my own position here. And do you swear that what you did was right and just for keeping the order of Bentrieve? So swear it upon all of your family.
I swear on my family and my house that the words that are up for argument that I stated still remained true to me. That the rightful ruler of this kingdom should still be up for discussion.
Okay. So then I guess it moves on to the next trial?
Yep. So now you have to do number 2 by
All right.
ordeal.
All right. So I'll start then. This requires a lot of thinking.
I know. I wish there was. I don't think there's there isn't like this isn't one of the ones that comes with pre-done stuff.
Yeah.
You have to kind of just think of stuff.
So remind me, what is Jessa wearing?
Jessa is wearing sort of her house color, which is like sandy gold, like a long tunic with light brown leathers in sort of a protective but like very tailored, like these are clearly like these were handmade for her. So she is still sort of like light and freeform enough that she is like moving freely, but she is visibly has protected herself a little. Like not so much like she's not wearing anything like heavy, she's not wearing any metal armor or anything like that, but like and just like a long tunic that probably comes all the way down like a little like halfway down her like shins, but then has like the open seam up the side so that there's like free movement.
Okay. If you're so sure that this should be up for discussion, and yet you come into this armored, I say you shed your armor.
I will accept. I will accept this. So
that's my own ordeal.
Yeah, that's your ordeal. So I have to see. I agree to undertake it. Now let's see if I'm capable of doffing my armor.
Well, a big thing about this that I kind of thought of is like, do you feel comfortable enough to doff your armor in this kind of circumstance?
Yeah. Okay, let's. So I just flip a card, right? If it's a spade, a club, or a heart, it means I've endured, I've done it, and I've met the trial. If it's a diamond, then I flinch, and I don't do it. So. Aha!
You felt comfortable enough.
I shed my leathers. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm still fully like I have.
You have clothes. I'm not.
Yeah. Like I have clothes. Like. I personally don't know fantasy setting close well enough to use the proper terms, but I'm
Well,
attempting to describe it to the
I
best.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Your turn.
So, trial by feat. Declare a feat of great strength, endurance, or skill.
Oh, so do we? So I did trial 2 to you. Do you do trial 3 to me? Is that how that works? Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's during the trials, take turns back and forth until the trial ends. On your turn, ask to admit to prove a point. Then do admit. Choose a trial. Admit after the first player takes a turn, you must always escalate. So you always choose one further down the list. So you have to always go down one. Got it. Okay. So you have to do a trial by feat. So I'm going to say if your stance is just and true, then surely you can what's something like difficult but possible? Pull the sword from the stone. No. That would prove you're the king, and I don't want that. You can take this sword and slice this feather in twain as it falls through the air.
That's good. I was thinking my first thought when you said take this sword was throw a watermelon and do fruit ninja.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we had the same thought.
Like Isabel just casually like hands you the feather.
Yeah.
Like you've all had it planned all along.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Let's see if I do it. A spade, club, or heart, I do accomplish it.
Yeah, a diamond you do not.
And boop. Oh, I don't.
Oh no.
So Tristan has never been the best with the sword. He did not grow up doing this. He has been a thinker his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
He will take the sword from Jessa, and Isabel hands Jessa the feather, and Jessa will, I'm guessing, throw it up in the air. And Tristan goes and swings and just completely whiffs it, but whiffs it high such that the feather catches some of the air and starts falling faster. And he stumbles and then goes for a second swipe and just grazes the top of it, but not in half. And then the feather falls to the floor. He looks embarrassed. So
that was a very admirable maneuver, Sir Tristan.
It was something.
However, I think this proves the matter that it is not fully clear yet who the next ruler of these lands should be.
I hand you the sword. And I turn around and I walk off. And I just kind of hear a crowd erupt as I'm walking off.
Oh no.
The feather's still laying on the ground.
I'm starting to feel really bad.
All right.
I gave a little thumbs up, thumbs down in chat. What are y'all feeling?
Oh, whoops, I totally forgot to leave that open.
Up. For
okay.
the top one. Yep.
Perfect. So, so whoever last met the challenge, they choose the highest card from the group and add it to their hand. Okay.
And then because you lost the feat, you have to discard your highest card.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I get this 2, but I'm actually overburdened already. I already have 5. So I'm just going to put it back into the...
There goes my ace of diamonds.
I'm going to put this one into... Oh, why did my card end up underneath yours?
I'm not sure of how the priority goes.
Okay. No worries. Okay, so it is Shania's turn to choose a scene.
Swear to God, I keep having a plan, and then as soon as we get here, I'm like, well, that doesn't work anymore at all. I guess it's just like real royalty. Um,
Pork, pork.
sorry.
It's
Bork,
okay.
bork.
I'm sure
bork,
you heard my
bork.
cats were like chittering.
I would like to do a reunion with Jessa.
Oh no. I feel like there's so much drama. Oh no.
And
No.
I would like it to be that I came to you in secret against my family's warnings.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, I came to you in secret against my family's warming. Okay. Okay, so how do you look then to me when you arrive? Do you like arrive at like my castle, or am I still near the capital?
I think you go upstairs to like just go home, like go to bed, and Jemba is just sitting at your desk.
Well,
how do you look to me?
I mean, I'm probably holding my leathers because I had to take them off for the trial. I probably, you'll probably also note that I'm holding very carefully the flower from Princess Isabel. But other than that, I'm probably I probably just look a little tired, and then when I see you, a little like suspicious.
Okay. Cool. I think Jemba looks not threatening, but very serious. And not happy. It's probably the least happy you've seen her look. So I would like to adapt a question.
Yeah.
Which is that when last we spent time together, we were starting to meet each other as friends. If I stand up and smile, do you return the smile? Or do you step back in fear?
Oh, that's really difficult. Like, did I see? I'm trying to think of how I saw you behaving at the trials. Because that would be the only that's the last time I saw you, and then before that was the dinner where we started talking, and you seemed to be starting to, but I'm not sure where you stand now. I think you get sort of like a half, like sort of like, is this a pleasant meeting? You haven't come to scold me?
She smiles and moves and stands near the couch and waits for you. Your turn.
Oh no. Okay, well then I guess I come towards the couch. You're seated?
No, I'm standing.
You're standing. Okay, so I will walk over to you. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm adapting one of the questions. When last we really parted ways, there was an unsettled matter between us. I am curious of where you stand on that matter. Do you raise the issue?
I do. I gesture to the couch and say, "May I sit?"
Yes, please do.
Sit down. Well, you have in fact stirred things up quite a bit, haven't you? When we spoke before, I talked about my desire for stability. Stability comes from the faith of the people. You have undermined the people's faith in House Dilston. A trial by feats that will travel throughout the land. I told you that House Oak stands for Bentrieve and stability more than anything else. And I see you moving to the front, but I have to say that your closeness with Princess Isabel does not lead to stability in Bentrieve. It leads to bloodshed. Do you plan to continue this alliance with her if you take the throne?
The attack on the High Priest of House Dilliston did not come from me personally, and I have spoken to Isabel about my preference for doing things without bloodshed. That being said, I do stand with her.
That's unfortunate. And then if you don't have another move, I would like to take this game to meeting sword to sword.
Yeah, I was hoping. Yep. I was like, uh-oh. Yep, I think that makes absolute perfect sense. And I did just literally say I took off my armor and you have armor on. So this is great. This is... Oh boy. Okay, hang on.
So the setup is I choose another player to be the enemy in combat, decide how we came to be standing alone, sword to sword. That's established.
Yep.
We each draw a card.
Yep. Okay. This is great. I'm so happy.
Isabel didn't see this coming.
Do we draw and just put out like publicly or no?
It just says we draw a card.
Place it
and then we take the highest card from our hand and place it face down in front of us.
Okay.
Without revealing it.
Oh,
so
okay.
We'll have to flip the card somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how to play it.
You could also just choose it in your head and just
okay
with that.
That's true.
A good point.
That's true.
Okay.
It's on the table. I know which one it is.
Yep.
Yeah. I know which one mine is too. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
During combat, anyone
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
So where Isabel's just like shining her armor and feeling really proud of herself.
During combat,
I'm about to die.
I'm about to die.
Details.
Meanwhile, Tristan is just like defeated at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, what the frick?
Tristan's just like, nobody likes me. No one will defend. And meanwhile, someone over here is defending your honor. Like,
but I don't know that.
I know.
So now we need to decide together who is better with a sword.
You.
Me.
You.
And the worst with the sword begins by asking a leading question.
Okay.
And the way that it goes is we take turns with leading questions back and forth. After the third leading question, the closing questions come into play. So we have to have 3 leading questions. The fourth one can be a closing question. At the closing question, it ends the battle. And then the card is the high card is allocated depending on if you're wounded or killed or flee or submit. So you go first.
Okay. So I know what's happening here. We just had this discussion and I feel like it is very clear. So I think we circle, guards up, swords between us. Like I think it's very clear what's happening and I draw. And then we circle, guards up, swords between us. What do you say?
I never wanted this to come to this. If only you could see a desire for stability and peace. And then I launch in further. And as I go in, I bring my sword, like I just go through like 4 really quick moves and just launch my sword at your throat, and there's a pause. Do you submit or do you twist away and rejoin the fight?
I will not submit. It is right that the people should question who is in power. And I will like awesome.
Somewhere Isabel's just like,
Okay.
Tristan just, no one likes me.
Oh man. So yeah, I draw away. And then I manage to get my sword inside your guard and cut you across the ribs. Do you withdraw and run, or do you rejoin the fight?
I absolutely rejoin the fight. And I rejoin the fight and I go into kind of like a heavy fight against you, and I say, House Oak would support you, but they cannot support your alliance that will lead to chaos and bloodshed. And as I do that, I spin around and throw you against the wall and get my sword's edge across your throat. Do you submit or do you flee?
I flee.
All right.
Runs out of her own room.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I probably have to like just leave my stuff behind, right? And just like run.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you'll probably have guards somewhere. This is
Yeah.
your place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you flee and you get guards, and when you come back, the room is empty, other than bloodstains on the floor, and all of your papers are missing from your desk.
Oh man, that's so good.
So that's at the end of combat. If you were wounded or killed, you have to discard your face down card. If you submitted, you give your enemy your face down card. So we both lose one. I have to discard mine.
I have to give you mine. Hang on.
Yeah.
It is, in fact.
Wait, what? Do you have to discard it?
Yeah, because I was wounded, I have to discard.
Okay.
Okay.
If you submit, then you give your enemy your face down. And if you're clearly victorious, then you return your face down card to your hand.
Okay, got it.
I did not win my goal.
Janai, that one. That ace is yours.
Okay.
I'll put the over here. So it's 10 o'clock. So do we want to work on
Yes.
closing?
Oh man, there's so much more I want to do.
I know, it's a very cool
I know.
game.
Oh,
It's a very, very cool.
but the time has come for the coronation.
I know.
It has. Oh wait, I have to discard a card. Hold on.
Yeah.
I need to find it in my notes.
I realize I almost always make a command so people can be like, go find the game, and I just realized I didn't do it for this one, so I'm gonna I'll find it by the end. I'll get it. I'll get my hands on the link so to share this amazing game with y'all, because it is so good, and I cannot recommend it enough. But yeah, so for the end game, the setup is the last game. Everyone plays. Everyone draws one last card. If you choose, you can pass one card from your hand to an ally, but don't discuss it. And then we reveal our hands and find who the players has the most face cards, including aces. This player is the heir assumptant. In the case of a tie, go by the highest card. Of the other players, find the player that has the most suits represented in their hand, and that player is the house ascendant.
Oop.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Sorry.
What happened?
I was
Nothing.
trying to post the link, so just didn't
Yeah.
so
Oh.
I forgot that it would boot me.
Whoops.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'll VIP you afterwards. But you should be. It was just a 5-second timeout, so you should be back. But I'll make sure to VIP you so that doesn't happen again for next time. Oh, you have it right there. Oh, thanks. Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not. House cards is. I mean, sorry, face cards is not me. It's not me.
Oh.
It's not you. Have we all shifted around all of our cards we want to shift around?
I am not shifting around any.
Yeah. I started this game off strong, can I just say? I had a real chance at the beginning. I had like 3 aces at one point.
All right, so do we just reveal our hands?
1 second.
Well, I think we just reveal it's
I need
only
to-
face cards, right?
Yeah,
I need to
it's
get
the
rid
most
of-
face cards,
there we go.
including
Reveal
aces.
how many face cards you have. We can all just like hold up fingers.
Well, no. Well, it says reveal your hands on the 4th line.
And the player holding.
Oh, okay.
We reveal our hands and then
Okay.
find the player with the most face cards.
So do we
The
just
other
want
players-
to each do a pile somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'll go top right.
I'll go bottom right.
I'll go bottom left.
Oh, I guess I'm bottom right. Hold on.
Do you want bottom right or bottom left?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I don't have any. Sadly, don't have any Doom cards either, so I can't.
I have all of the Doom and I have an ace of clubs.
Wait, I just realized I didn't draw my last card. Did everyone draw their last card?
Yes.
We get to draw a card.
Yeah, you get
Yes.
to draw one card.
Whoops.
Hang on.
I can just pull this into my pile.
Dang it. I'm sad.
Hey, I got a face card.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Which is also a jack.
Oh, no.
All right. Also, something glitched on my screen. That's great. It's
There we
fine.
go. Okay.
Wait a minute.
So, who's bottom right?
Me.
Congratulations.
How
I
did
was
this-
going for like the thing with the most suits.
Wait, isn't top left?
That's me.
Yeah, you have 2 face cards with an ace.
Oh yeah, with an ace. So it's a
Oh,
tie.
but
okay.
does the jack count as a face card?
Yeah,
oh,
it
I guess it does. Okay.
Okay, so we have
No.
2. So in the case of a tie, go by the highest card.
Which would be the ace of...
It's the ace.
Moving as a crown. Ta-da!
It's House Oak. Oh my god.
Yep, and then the player with the most suits would be House Antier.
Anterior.
And the top right, has all
Nope.
the suits as well.
Oh, I can't... Are they... Oh, geez, yeah. How do you have 6 cards?
Oh, that was sorry.
I mean, I would discard the
You would have
3
discarded the
diamonds.
3.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, so you both are the House Ascendants.
Oh, so we have to decide whether or not we bow to this new queen.
so then we go in order, right?
And then everybody holding Doom cards.
That comes later.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I know, but
Yeah.
I technically hold 2.
Right. So do I. If I wanted to doom the kingdom all on my own.
Yeah. So wait,
Alright.
by highest card then, Janai, you got the heir assumptant, right? And that means Ren got the House Ascendant. Is that correct?
Both
you both
and
you
I
both
have House
yes.
Ascendant.
House Ascendant can be multiple people.
Oh, really?
In the case of a tie, all tying houses are ascendant.
That is so narratively appropriate.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
For
Isabel's
our
gonna
story.
So, the coordination. A Hera Sumpton is crowned, which would be Jemba. Answer these questions. What is the nature of the ceremony?
The ceremony is very public. It's the first coronation that is completely open to the people. And it's a huge celebration involving giving back of wealth to commoners. And Jemba makes a move of recognizing the traditions of all 4 houses. So there's a bit of symbolic religion from the religions of Antir, the religions of Sandoriel, the religions of Dilston, and the traditions of Oak.
And then which houses are invited to attend and which are forced to attend?
Everybody is invited to attend. And everybody here is receives a personal letter asking for their attendance from Jemba.
And then of the other player, well, anyone could ask for further details, is what it says. When you say personal letter, what Tristan is curious what exactly makes what about it is personal other than just an invite.
Well, it's instead of just, everybody received an invitation that was peerage, but it's a personal letter from Jemba kind of talking about your past together and your time and how much she has always valued your opinions. And even though the people chose to go with her, more direct birthright, that she hopes that we can all work together in conversation to figure out a peaceful future for Bantreve. So everybody gets that letter, which is basically that, but with a different sort of personal spin. So for Isabel, it would be something about our shared interest in martial strategy and how much she values your martial worth. With Jessa, it would be something about admiring her spirit and her dedication to Bantreve. To Tristan, it would be something about his history and that knowledge and tradition which is held inside of Dilston, which is so important to carry forward.
All right. Then of the other players, answer by a show of hands. Which of us personally attend the ceremony? Which of us personally support the new crown? Which,
I know she tried to murder me, but I think she's pretty honorable.
which of us will personally fight or continue to fight against the new crown?
You can do it if you want.
Yeah, you don't have. Okay. The House Ascendant, which is both of you. Do you serve the new crown, support the new crown, call the new crown to heel, or openly oppose the new crown? Jessa?
I want to hear what Isabel has to say.
Isabel?
I will publicly support the new crown. Publicly.
Okay.
I'll support the new crown and remind Jemba that I brought up her her very valid connection to the throne from the get-go. But also, you know, openly say that I'm giving this like time to settle and that I'm watching to make sure it is working.
Okay.
All right. And then Hera Assumptant, Jemba, do you honor and glorify them? Look to them for leadership, grant them due respect, defy them to do their worst, or outlaw them and try to break them?
Isabel's brooding.
I honor Jessa and House Sandorial and mention how much she clearly cares about the future of this land and new traditions. And I offer her a position within the court to befit that honor, looking at what traditions that we have held lead to peace and stability, and what traditions need to be changed to create greater stability in our land. To Isabel, I offer her a position to leave Antir and come train with Oak's soldiers to have an exchange of our martial abilities and to be part of the guard if she will swear fealty to the new crown.
Isabel will consider this and think for a moment. Will Jessa be there too?
She will. You would be very close.
The anime sparkle eyes are back.
I would
I
say
accept.
that the home for the lead of the guard is a very expansive home that would perhaps be a good place to put down roots with somebody you cared
Oh, trees again.
about. All right.
Okay. And then I believe after that's where if anybody wants to play a Doom card.
Yeah.
The only people that have them are myself and Jemba. I'm not going to, but I am going to request that I talk with Jemba.
Okay.
This will be after the coronation. My leash. Congrats.
Thank you, Tristan.
You deserve it.
I don't know if that's true, but
I was never, I guess, right for that position. I wanted it. I wanted it for my cousin, but not for me. And it started to weigh on me, the amount of pressure that it would be to do this. But I don't want to stop serving this country. And I would like to help you. If out of any of them that could have gotten the throne, I'm 100 times grateful it was you. And I ask that if you need anything, I will swear fealty and will help you in any way I can.
Tristan, your faith in me means so much. I didn't expect things to go in this direction, and I want you to be well. And I want House Dilston to be well. I want all the houses to be well. And I will say that you are the most widely traveled of all of us. You are the one who has been the most places. And that would have been your strength as a ruler, is reaching out and being able to cross over barriers between us. Would you be willing to take that role in support of my crown?
I will do what you want.
Ouch.
No, I mean that. I mean that. I want to find my new place. The last months have been trying, and now I'm searching. So maybe this is a good place to start.
So I also have 2 Doom cards.
Oh no.
And I am not going to play the one where I am assassinated on the throne, but I just like this. I have the 2 of Hearts, which is an outlandish new faith takes hold among the common people of Bantrieve, who abandon in great numbers the gods and their ancestors. And I would like the new faith to be that Tristan is so successful in this, like, being able to travel and do things, and the love between Jessa and Isabel is so, like, profoundly known and celebrated in song throughout the land. And Jemba's desire for peace and stability is so great that this whole new religion of, like, equality and meeting people where they are and looking for, like, stability raises a new god of justice and balance. And for a time, there is once again stability in our kingdom.
I like the story. I like
6 seasons in a movie.
All right. Then 1 year later. Last part.
Oh gosh, there's more?
Yeah, given
Last
all of this, 1 year later, where are you? The end. Like, and then it's the end. Are we going? I guess we'll go in the same order.
Let's end with Jemba.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. So does that mean you want to go first, Ben?
I'll go first, and
okay.
then we'll have the Ascendants go next, and then Jemba.
Okay.
I see myself with Queen Jemba's consent being a royal advisor. In a place that I feel most comfortable using my mind and my brain and my talking skills to communicate with other lands, to communicate then with Jemba, and really get to know what the other foreign powers, what with the change of rule, how they will react, and how we can most smoothly enter into a new world of peace with her. And I act as her royal advisor. Jess or Isabel?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to negotiate permission. I think that as Isabel is of House Antire and is very broody and burns hot, as they say in the House Antire description, very passionate, is angry for a little while, but does get over it because ultimately she only did everything that she did because of her very silly crush on Jessa, and really didn't have that much of a a horse in the race of who was the king, really. Yeah, so is actually pretty happy to train soldiers and be in the same town as Jessa, and eventually uh it's a year later. All right, probably because she is very awkward, has only just like 3 days ago finally asked her out.
It was still all like business up until then.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah. So I think like Jessa said at the coronation to Jemba that she wanted to stay and like keep an eye on things because she believes in Jemba, but it's also important to like see that the right person is on the throne. And definitely still has like very visibly on display in her office has the flower that Isabel gave her the day of the trials. And I do think makes an effort to be very tall and graceful around Isabel all the time. And probably under the guise of like teaching her to dance the ways of like the court so that she doesn't stumble again, tries to convince her to spend time with her, and but is very much still like a part of the court, but probably spends far too much time outside where the fight training is happening.
It's like the world's most like obvious slow burn romance, and
Yeah.
like the entire kingdom is like, when are they like?
I think 3 days ago when Isabel asked out Jessa's like, weren't we already dating?
That's I was hoping.
Oh my god, I love that.
All right, yes, super gay princesses. I like it. Good. Yep.
All right.
I think that a year later we see Jemba sitting in a throne room and saying like, is that it? Are we done? We're done. Okay. Like getting up and walking into her office, and she pulls off the crown and just like stretches her neck, and I think that she's doing really well at doing the things that she does well, but she's not very good at any of the kind of social things, and it's becoming aware to her, it's like coming to her attention that her lack of social anything and her kind of like lack of desire to partner with anyone is just going to create more unrest in the world in the long run. And even if she were to partner with somebody conveniently and have a baby, then it's just going to be a question about where that line goes. And so she is going to bring together basically all of the great historians from all of the houses and try to figure out some sort of plan. But I think that she basically is publicly very confident and inwardly very scared, because it was fine to support people and look for peace, but when you're ruling and trying to keep peace, it's an entirely different thing.
That's where our
That's it.
story ends, I
And that's
think.
that's the end.
That was so good.
That was
was
so
very good.
good.
Thank you all so much for playing. This was amazing.
That was
I
fun.
want to get together and play this for like an entire weekend.
I know. it's
This
so
would be really
good.
interesting because I feel like there's a lot more that could have happened. I expected to go like 3 or 4 rounds, like through each of us, and there were so many things we could have touched on.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of great that even when you don't go, like if you don't have a long time, you still get this really good idea of everybody's kind of dynamic and stuff.
One thing I wish I could have seen but didn't was Isabel and Tristan.
Yeah.
I didn't start to figure out Tristan's character for a little bit, so I was still very much putting on a face, and Isabel didn't really do that at all. So it was good. I was really happy though with how that turned out, and that the sword fight got me. I was like, I'm in. And then it like sword fight into coronation was interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This I've said it before, I haven't played this exact one. I played the D. Vincent Baker and Maggie Baker do some really cool stuff. I highly recommend checking them out, and if I still have the link, I'm gonna repost it in the chat. They go by Lumpley Games is one of the ways they publish. They also publish individually because they do a lot. They both make a lot of really cool games. But I first played Firebrands, which was their first take on this, and it was a sci-fi one, and like similar idea where like you can literally go from like dancing and having like dinners together to like being in mech battles to getting out of your mech and going like sword to sword to like stealing time together away like privately. It's like it's really amazing. Jumping between the scenes really provides a lot of like variety on like the general atmosphere and the speed and the feel of the game, and like I highly recommend checking out this stuff. It is so good. This was my first time playing this one, and it was really good. So thank you all so much for playing it. I was gonna say let's go around and let everyone know where they can find you, what sort of stuff you're working on. I don't know if everyone has like a favorite moment you want to like say or stuff like that. And we'll go in reverse order. So starting with Ren.
Gosh, okay. I'm Ren. I am generally Atomic Firebird, most places on the internet. You'll see me talking in chat as make_to_believe_. That is my Twitch channel where I do stuff with LARP folks. And I have a LARP interview talk show called Tales of Make Believe, which is neat if anybody's ever interested in talking about LARPing. You know, I'm that kind of nerd. Gosh, my favorite moment. Honestly, like when it all came together at the end, and Shania said that religion thing, just like my heart.
Yeah, that was really, really good. We're being rated right now as we're wrapping up. Oh no! Hi,
Welcome
raiders!
to our outros.
Welcome! You've arrived for our outros. Long story short, we played this amazing game called The King is Dead. It is amazing.
Love you.
That was the best. Sorry, the computer just tried to read "love you all" and it went "love you la 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 la."
Oh, it's the board
Welcome
game.
on, everyone.
Goodness.
Thank you so much for coming in. We're just doing our outros. We're just telling our favorite moments. Ren, you were saying yours was the religion
I
at
don't
the
know,
end.
the end part just like really pulled it all together, but that sword fight too. Oh gosh.
Mhm.
I don't know. There were just so many moments where I'm just like, I'm not in the scene. I'm just like,
Yep.
So
All right. My turn, I guess.
Yeah, it's your turn.
I have been Tristan, but my name is really Ben. I go by @BardicPuppy on Twitter. I don't do much online, but if you're ever at PAX events, I work those, and I like to see people and meet new people, etc. So please, come say hi or whatever. Say hi on Twitter. I'm BardicPuppy on there. I'll do things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I do anymore. But my favorite moment of this was actually kind of a development that happened within playing a character where you go into playing a character with one goal and realize that his goal is not what he wants. I realized halfway through the game that Tristan didn't want to actually be king, but was just doing it for his family, and then tried to figure out how do you reconcile that with everything, and finding sometimes that you can be a support and not always the leader to someone. But also that sword fight though. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I just always love moments where Janaya is badass. Because she's real good at just pulling that, like, oh, I was being quiet. And now I'm cutting your
Yeah.
throat. But
It
for
was
good reasons.
so. Oh my. Yeah. I love that it went from like literally I got to my office and you were waiting there for me and I was like, oh, I'm in shit. Like I literally was like, am I gonna die by the end of this scene? I literally thought the scene was gonna end with me getting stabbed and like
Oh no.
I 200% thought I was just gonna die. Like,
Yay, adrenaline.
it was so good though. It was amazing.
So, hello, my name is Janaya, and I've been playing Jemba. And you can find me at Janaya on Twitter, and also on a pretty unpopulated channel on Twitch. Tomorrow, you can find me on Otherdoc's channel playing Invisible Sun, playing a less quiet but equally obnoxiously proper character. And then I have a new thing, but it's not quite ready yet. So you should follow me on Twitter or on Twitch, and then you'll see when that thing gets announced somewhere in the middle of February. And my favorite moment was actually right before the sword fight. It was when I asked if you smiled or if you ran, because I realized like I kind of had a couple directions where I thought that scene was going to go. And then I just realized I had no idea where it was going to go. Like I was caught in this moment of like, I honestly don't know like what Jess is gonna do, and I don't know what Jemba's gonna do to whatever, like any of the options I can think of what Jess is gonna do. And I love those moments where you kind of like role play yourself into a scenario where you're like, I honestly don't know what happens next. And then it was rad.
Yeah, it was so heckin' awesome. Thank you all so much.
And who are you?
Oh, hi! Hi, I'm Jess. This is my channel. If you found yourself here, please hit that follow button and come hang out with us more, because we do a lot of different TTRPGs. I'm a huge fan of like DM-less, prep-less games like this, games you can just jump into and all play together. That is like my whole favorite thing. So we do a lot of stuff like that. We do, you know, some ongoing campaigns. We do some video games. Tomorrow I'm doing like a 12-hour stream and I'm giving away a free copy of Pokemon, so if you don't have the new Pokemon already and you want it, hit ! giveaway in the chat and you could probably get into that. But yeah, this game is heckin' awesome and all these people are awesome and you should go check them out and follow them. If you are here, I've put their info in the chat, and if you're watching later on the YouTubes after I clean this video up and pop it on there, then all the info will be down below. So go find them and check them out. Find this game and play it because it's so good. But yeah, we do this all the time. So come and hang out with us for that. I think we we went a little longer than we thought, but I think it was a ton of fun, and I'm so appreciative that y'all stayed and played this game. I think I had so many favorites. Like, I really like that I was kind of nervous about doing the trials, but I'm really glad that we got to at least try them. The way Tristan walked away made me so sad. But I loved it. Honestly, I loved it, and I thought you did a really good job of coming up with, like, because that's one of the, like, coming up, like, there's no prompts for that one. You just have to come up with stuff on the fly, and it's so open-ended.
There's a lot that you can do. I like that there are prompts, but I like that you can literally just take any scenario and just make it your own and kind of ignore the game completely up until the end of the scenario.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I loved that I got to have a super gay romance. Can I just say, I love every time that Ren talked about the sparkle eyes.
I learned that from basically listening to Sacrosanct too much. Not too much, you can't listen to that too much, but they often describe things as like looking with the anime sparkle, and I'm like, that is such a good way to express that. Like
it was very awesome, and I loved it. And I honestly loved that Jemba ended up as because Jemba seemed the one least wanting the throne, and I was so happy that Jemba got it. Honestly, like, it's often the people that don't want it that'll do the best job with it. Do you know what I mean? So I I like that end personally. I thought this whole thing was pretty heckin' good. I was very pleased. So anyways, thank you all so much. Thanks everyone who hung out for this. And thank you all for playing. We are gonna go raid and show the love over to Welcome to the Party.
Woo!
Because they be cool.
It's Throck's show tonight.
Yeah. So come along with us and show them some love. If you got them, bring your butts. If you don't, bring any sort of hype, highs, hellos, hearts, whatever you got into the chat, and let's just show the love over to another awesome RPG channel. So thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you all later. Bye.